Good morning, everyone, and we are live at Combermere School. Today is Tuesday, 14th March, 2023, and this is International Mathematics Day. In the studio with me is Mr. Michael Small, head of the PE department, and it's very, very fitting that Michael is in the studio just for these few minutes, because he's going to be the roving reporter on the outside, because today, Combermere, having celebrated Mathematics Day on the 14th of March in 2019, has now gone several steps further. And the school has gone all out to make this all inclusive. So there are a number of activities planned throughout the school for the majority of the day. And a lot of them will be on the outside as we take advantage of our glorious weather. We have reporters on the outside. We have some stalls set up. And I'd just like to introduce Mike Small, who's known to everybody else. I am David Strawn. I entered Combermere School in 1966, and I've never left. So I'm a fixture at this school, so every so often I have the pleasure of being invited back to help host some of these events. And this is by no means a small feat for me. We're going to be ringing it this morning. This is our inaugural season of doing something like this, so we're going to be winging it. So bear with us. We're going to have a few hiccups, maybe we can have a few stalled patches, but anyway, we'll try our best, and we'll do as best we could. Having not been in the studio for a little while, we are still a little rusty, but I'm going to ask Michael to explain a little bit of what's going to happen today, and then he's going to take us on the outside and be our reporter. Hi Mike, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I think the theme mathematics for everyone is fitting, because many students, myself included when I was a student, I had a fear of maths. So I think the idea of bringing a program like this to sensitize people that maths is not a horror story, it's not a devil. Maths is something that can be enjoyed, and it's something that we do
every day. Every single day.
Right?
Yeah.
So I welcome the opportunity to be a part of the program, and I expect that as we go along, people will be surprised at some of the things they're going to see, and recognize that we use maths every day.
And we also got videos to judge, don't we, Mike?
Yes, we got videos to judge.
This has always intrigued me, that our young people have seized the technology and have used this to their advantage. Now we've got at least 4 videos that I've had a glimpse of them, but let me tell you, they are really well done. So
well, the posters, I mean, you know, we have posters, we have videos, and the students seem to just gravitate towards the idea of this thing, and they grabbed it with both hands, and they're eager to showcase what we have here at Combermere.
And in keeping with our overarching theme at Combermere, it is not what is done necessarily within the classroom. We take it on the outside. We take it to the world. We take it to the island. We take it to the community. And this is very, very fitting. So we're going to have aerial shots, I understand. We got a roving drone with us as well.
Well, all I can say is that it's a day packed with activities and excitement as only Combermere could do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Really, I'm very, very excited about it. As I said, we're going to be winging a lot of this as we go on. We are going to be learning a lot, because I believe that next year we're going to even take it to a different level, because this particular year it has gone to definitely a different level. And I'm very excited to be a part of it, Michael. And thank you all for inviting me here. Anything special we should be looking out for on the outside? Because you also have a poster to judge.
As I said, there are posters. There are stalls, and I think the idea was for different subject groups or areas to be involved in showing how maths could be used in your subject. Like for instance, in PE, let's say you give a guy a workout to do of 5,000 meters in blocks, so he may have to run, let me say, 1,000 meters by 2. That's 2,000. So you have to add.
Yep.
So that alone tells you that maths can be used every day.
All aspects of
aspects of life, and all aspects of life.
And all aspects of life. In any industry, any type of industry going, mathematics features prominently.
Yes.
And I see some of the videos alluding to that. I'm not going to give away too much.
Yes. The videos are very exciting.
Very exciting. You want to give us a sneak peek, Mike, of what we can expect at the stores, or you want to keep that for
when we get there? We'll
because I think we're going to surprise all of us.
Yes, and I think that surprise is the element today.
I want to take an opportunity now, a few minutes, maybe just to read a little bit of info that I think would be useful to all our persons who are streaming this live. And just let me read a couple of points and how this International Mathematics Day, International Day of Mathematics developed over time. And let me read here from a script I've got. Combermere School first hosted a math day on Tuesday, 19th March 2019. Mr. Radford de Pisa of the University of Waterloo International Outreach Program conducted a series of problem-solving workshops with groups of students from various year levels. So it was all-inclusive, not just the senior students, but from all year levels, to have them excited about mathematics. The goal was then, and still is, to have students think outside of the box and appreciate the practicality of mathematics and simply enjoy mathematics. On March 14th, previously celebrated as Pi Day, P-I, and in fact, there was rumor of me dressing up as Mr. Pythagoras, but of course that would have taken away from the entire day, because you all spent the day laughing, so let's move right ahead. It's now celebrated as International Day of Mathematics, IDM, and that's the official designation, International Day of Mathematics. The proclamation of March 14th, IDM, was adopted by no less an august body as UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The Executive Council, in the 205th session, adopted in the 40th session of the General Conference at UNESCO in November of 2019. So subsequently, the first celebration of International Day of Mathematics was held 14th of March 2020. Now, Combermere accepted an invitation from the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, that's METVT, that's our own ministry here in Barbados, in 2022. The ministry invited us to participate, and we took it on, and we thought it was an excellent opportunity to, given the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and people's in-house schooling and online schooling, to actually exploit this opportunity, and this was done very, very successfully. But I have to talk a little bit, Michael, about Jack Adams, if you don't mind.
No, I think if you're going to talk about maths at Combermere, you must mention Jack Adams. You have to mention Jack Adams. Yeah, you have to.
So, Jack Adams, let me just give you a little brief history of Jack Adams. Combermere School's history has always been one of inclusivity, both inside and outside the classroom. An Irish gentleman, and I really want to stress an Irish gentleman, in the person of Samuel Jackson, or Jack Adams, a mathematics teacher at Combermere School from 1947, and I think he retired perhaps close to 1970. Jack Adams, mathematics teacher, embodied the ideal of this year's IDM theme, which is mathematics for everyone. Jack made mathematics interesting, very, very interesting. In fact, I go a step further. Jack introduced hockey to Barbados through Combermere School, and Combermere School is still the powerhouse in local hockey.
Yes, that's the fact.
And he encouraged all the boys to stick to the task and continue until the problem was solved. That was Jack's modus operandi. Continue and stick with it until the problem was solved. And Jack has influenced so many people at Combermere, no less a person than Mr. Andrew Bino of A1 Supermarket. And Andrew, Mr. Proper Pork, has been an ardent supporter of Jack Adams and his legacy. In fact, Michael, I think you're going to take people today on a tour which leads them to the Jack Adams Field.
Yes, of course.
The Jack Adams Field. We have a field at Combermere, which is usually used for football and hockey, but we call it the Jack Adams Field in memory of the late Jack Adams and his contribution to Combermere School, not only in the field of mathematics, but in the field of sport such as hockey. And he's an absolute legend here at Combermere School. And if you only could get Mr. Andrew Bino speaking about him, give yourself about an hour or two, because he's going to rock eloquent and poetic about it. So, Michael, tell us what we can expect now, and maybe we can throw it back to John in this.
I think we're going to go to the classrooms.
Yes.
There's some activities in various classrooms where the children will be heavily engaged in different things, showing how we can use maths every day.
Right.
And it's going to be fun. So I think that we can
so the
go
next
over there
time we
as soon as
see you
possible.
will be roving in the classroom, but roving on the field.
Yes.
Thanks, Michael. I'm going to throw it back to John in the studio.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome back. And I am in studio on my own and winging it, as I said. Again, I am David Strawn. I was a student at Combermere School from 1966, and now I'm an old scholar. I've never left the school. I am an unrepentant, unabashed Combermerean, and I'm very, very proud to be a part of the school which has a history of well over 300 years. I'm also a member of the Old Scholars Association, a strong, powerful institution of over 100 years standing. Every year around October, we participate in what is called Combermere Week. And over the years, we've developed a number of prizes. And as we are dealing with the International Day of Mathematics, I want to focus a little bit on the Mathematics Prize. It's called the Jack Adams Prize for Outstanding Performance in Mathematics. And of course, it's a prize sponsored and donated by Mr. Andrew Bino of Carlton and A1 Supermarkets. Again, I cannot underscore or overemphasize the impact that Jack Adams had at Combermere School and in mathematics. And of course, those followed in his footsteps and created a remarkable legacy. People like old Mr. Thorne, Ben Brown, to name a few, who are now currently, we have some dynamic mathematics teachers at the school, and those who participated in this event today. A little more history. And I need to apprise you of this. In 2018, a sixth form student, and this just goes to show how ideas emerge from the school, and a lot of them emerge from the student body. And in 2018, a sixth form student approached the head of the department, expressing an interest in taking part in the Euclid contest exam, a mathematics contest put on by the University of Waterloo in Canada. Her insistence was such that they sent the head of the department links to the website so that the relevant research could be done as to how to afford her this opportunity to participate in this contest. Through collaboration with Mr. Claire Williams, head of department at Harrison College at the time, the student was afforded the opportunity, and she was entered along with students from the Queen's College. On January 9th, 2023, a team of 3 Combermere students took part in the inaugural Regional Mathematics Olympiad, hosted by the Caribbean Science Foundation. While not advancing to the finals, the students lauded the experience as valuable, one indicating that they would be willing to try again when the Barbados leg of the competition takes place. So you see, emerging from the student body is this desire to expand their knowledge and to expand the collaboration and use mathematics at a national level and outside of the classroom. I'm very excited myself about the videos that I've had a sneak peek at. And I want to start sharing some of these with you and let you create your own judgment. I'm going to ask John to queue up Nairobi Gill and to let us see what he has presented as his video and let you be the judge of it. John.
Trigonometry is derived from the 2 Greek words trigono and metri, which mean triangle and measure. The Oxford Dictionary defines trigonometry as the mathematical relationship between the length of the sides of a triangle and its angles. The origins of trigonometry can be dated back to 3000 BC with the Babylonians and the Egyptians. However, in 140 BC, Greek mathematician Hipparchus developed the first trigonometric table and is referred to as the father of trigonometry. We will now see how trigonometry is used in the real world. Mathematics is used in the real world every day, and today we will ask Mr. Gill how he uses trigonometry in construction.
Hi everyone. At this stage of the project, where we have to build the roof, we had to use a bit of trigonometry. We are given the width of the building, which is 19 feet. The client wants the roof to be tilted at 13 degrees, and we need to find out the opposite, which is the side of the building that we have to erect to put the rafters on. So, plugging that into the equation, tan theta equals opposite divided by adjacent. We said tan of 13 degrees multiplied by 19 feet, which is the adjacent or the width of the building, gives us an opposite dimension of 4.10 feet, which is the wall we have to build the blocks to rest the rafters on.
In my sketch, we see how Mr. Gill calculated the length of the opposite wall using a roof angle of 13 degrees and a building width of 19 feet. Thanks for watching, and remember, we use mathematics every day.
Wonderful, Nairobi. And you can see wonderful Nairobi, and you can see the clear use of trigonometry and indeed mathematics in the construction sector. This is used all over the world. As a matter of fact, it still resonates with me, being in construction myself. It resonates with me every single day. You see masons laying out block work, and sometimes instinctively they use 3, 4, 5 as the lengths that they need to make a square so they can get the block square. Of course, the square of the hypotenuse being the sum of the square of the other two sides. They may not even be able to articulate that to you, but that's exactly what they're doing every single day. I'm going to move on to another video, and while you assess Nairobi's skills and her explanation of trig, I'm going to move on to Taryn Sutherland, and let's see if he can match what Nairobi has, the pace Nairobi has set, and you judge for yourself. John?
Hi, guys, and welcome to today's math class. Today we will learn about pi.
Not sure what is pie.
Oh, I know pie is that delicious pastry with red filling.
No, not that pi. This pi. Pi is the radius of the circumference of any circle, the diameter of that circle. Pi can be represented in two ways. Either as 3.14 or 22/7. Well, in fact, pi can be easily remembered by a special day, March 14, known as the International Day of Mathematics.
How do I use pie?
In fact, the radius is always at the diameter. So the radius 9 than the diameter
Is 18. So the circumference is pi times 18. When 2 decimal places is 56.55.
And that is how we use pi. Thanks for watching. Always remember, practice makes perfect.
Thank you, Taryn Sutherland. And I'd love to know who did that voiceover for you. And I would even use my mathematical prowess to say it. I'm going to take it 1 decimal point further, 3.142. I challenge anyone on that. So it's still here. I'm going to move on now to Davon Green and Shannon Lewis, who also have a video that I want you to judge. John?
Need to measure the distance you are standing away. Do you ever wonder how tall is that wall, like this one here? You can find out without scaling it. All you have to do is use the angle of elevation. You will need a tape measure and a clinometer, which can be made using a ruler, a protractor, cord, and Play-Doh. To begin, you will first need to measure the distance you are standing away from the wall. Then, using the clinometer, find the angle of elevation of the wall. You will also need to measure your height, which will play an important part later. Now for the calculations. We start 490 centimeters or 4.9 meters away from the wall, and the angle measured from that distance was 61 degrees. As can be seen in the diagram, if a line is drawn from the top of the head to the top of the wall, and another perpendicular to the wall, a triangle is formed. Therefore, to find that part of the wall, the trig function tan theta equals opposite over adjacent can be used, with the wall being the opposite, the distance away from the wall being the adjacent, and theta being the angle measured. Rearranging the equation gives opposite equals tan theta times adjacent. Inputting the data collected, we can find that the height is equal to 884 centimeters or 8.84 meters. We are finished though. To get the complete height of the wall, your height has to be added since you did not start from the ground. The complete height of the wall was found to be 1066 centimeters or 10.66 meters. Now you know how to find the height of a wall using the angle of elevation.
That was Davian Green and Shamar Lewis entertaining us. Aren't these videos absolutely fantastic? I am absolutely blown away by the skill of our young people, and I have such high hopes for them. Don't forget, you to be sitting at home or in the comfort of your office and judging these for yourself. I want to move on to the final video, and that's Devan Coward Calendar. He's going to present us with the fourth video for you to judge. John?
Oh, hi. So, chances are you may live in a house. If you don't live in a house, I actually have a house for you. It's relatively inexpensive and pretty neat. And there are other people who are a little less fortunate. Like her. I feel so bad. She probably can't pay. Well, why would she be so mad? Interesting. Well, if you don't mind, let me explain. So, this is the house she wanted. Not that hard. Somehow, the builders messed it up, and this is what she got. What happened to this house? This house is circular. The roof is definitely gonna fall. The doors askew. Oh no! The wind destroyed the house. Oh, but I can't do this for this house, so we'll actually do a different test called the glitch test. Watch. Absolutely nothing happened. Excellent. And here are the appropriate things needed. There's a ruler, angles, and measurements. That's what you need to build a house. Yay! Knowing only math is important in construction. Bye, have a great time.
Thank you, Devan Coward Calendar. Wonderful. Now you've seen 4 videos. I don't know which one you're going to judge as the best. To me, they're all winners. But guess what? I am rejoined in studio by none other than the PE master himself, Mr. Michael Small, having just run maybe about, 500 meters or so all around the school to see what's happening. Michael, what you got to report for us?
I went to a room. There were some children there making kites.
Whoa.
And I spoke to Dr. Lyda, the teacher. Yeah. So she explained that maths is fun. You can use it in everyday life. She talked about the shape of the kite.
Okay.
And the symbols on the kite, and and the children were having fun.
Right.
That's the most important.
But we can get to see this, man.
Right? well, let's hope that when we go back on the outside, because there's a kite, I think there's a kite flying.
Oh yes, okay, yes, there's a kite flying.
So I think that should generate some interest, because
absolutely,
you're using kites, which is a Barbadian pastime, especially at this time of the year.
Yes.
So you're using the kite to show how mathematics is involved in everyday life, because I think it's important that people understand mathematics for everyone, and we want to incorporate whatever we do here today in our everyday life. So I think that is very, very important.
Very, very true. Right? Very, very true. So I can't wait. I'm anchored in the studio, but you bet your life I can find a way of sneaking out of here to see what's happening on the outside. If I'm not satisfied with my video feed, I'm going on the outside. Anything more you want to report, Michael, or we can? I got a couple of things I got to do here.
Yeah, you can.
Thanks very much, Michael. You'll be coming in from time to time. Let me just explain a little bit more about the rollout of this school celebration, International Day of Mathematics. It saw the formation of a cross-faculty committee, which also included sixth form students and members of the support staff, in keeping with the theme Mathematics for Everyone, because everyone became involved at Combermere School. The activities, competitions, and offer seek to celebrate the utility of mathematics in all areas, while providing students with non-traditional avenues to express themselves mathematically. And we just heard from Michael that they're actually making kites in-house for a kite flying competition. I can't wait. Who can judge that, Michael?
I'm not sure. I can't remember who's judging that. I think it's also important to, as we talked about the posters earlier, I think the posters, the whole idea behind the poster, as I said, to show the way that maths can be used every day.
Absolutely.
So the poster is not going to just have mathematical symbols.
Right.
And I guess it would be good if we can get some of the students who designed these posters to explain what's going on.
As you say, we're going to jump right in back to John and ask John to show us an interview with Tia Applebit, who was part of that poster competition. So thank you, John. Thank you for queuing that up. Thanks. On to you, John.
Hello, I am Miss Ford and I'm here with Tia Applewade, one of the students who entered the poster competition for the International Day of Mathematics 2023. Tia, can you tell me why you decided to enter this competition?
Initially, I decided to enter because I love mathematics, and also it was assigned as an art assignment from my art teacher, Mr. Ali.
All right, so I've seen Tia's poster and it is quite beautiful. Tia, what was the inspiration behind the poster that you did?
My inspiration was my theme for CSC, which was landscape, and so I decided to incorporate different elements of landscape inside of it.
All right, so I noticed in the background of your poster you had several mathematical equations. I noticed you had a histogram there. What were those things representing in your poster?
Well, I decided to do like a mountainous landscape. So the statistics, like the statistical graph, were the mountains, and then I also put a tree with the mathematical equations as leaves, and also a hot air balloon with like triangles incorporated inside of it.
Okay, and finally, you titled your poster An Appreciation of Mathematics. So I want to ask you about the appreciation of mathematics that you have gained since doing the poster.
From that, I gained a sense of what I love in mathematics in terms of solving equations, because when I solve an equation, even though I do not figure it out at first, I will go back to it again. So that forced me in order to do that.
All right, thank you for chatting with me, Thea, and excellent work in your poster for International Day of Mathematics.
Thank you as well, Tia. And I don't know about you, Michael, but I could spend the day trying to analyze that and pretend to be an art critic.
Well, it certainly would take me the whole day because, you know, maths was never one of my strong subjects.
But you seem so excited about the whole day, Michael.
No, because as I said, right, and I will admit to people, I saw something on the internet a couple of years ago where somebody was in the library, and in the horror section they had mathematics books. Now, for me growing up, maths was a horror story, right? So as I've become a teacher and talking with people in the maths departments from various schools, not only at Combermere, I have a greater appreciation for maths. So yes, I am excited, but as I said, when I was growing up, maths and I, strange bedfellows.
Yeah, I always equate people who have tremendous mathematical ability as in the same likeness as I judge people with incredible musical ability. It's a language all on its own. Some people, because of the necessity of using or applying mathematics in daily life, have to learn it a little bit under duress, but as they become more appreciative, it becomes easier and they see how it's easily applicable to their daily life. You see an accomplished musician, some can just read music like without being taught. And I have actually grown up and come through school with those persons who absorb mathematics. I could think of people like Andrew Downs, Clyde Maskell, Patrick Skeet, those stalwarts of my generation that just absorbed it. Jerry Thorne, absorbing mathematics like it was just drinking water because it fitted right into their mindset. And I was always amazed by those persons that were able to get it done. You learn it, you understand concepts, and you go ahead. And then, of course, Michael, as we progress and the teaching of mathematics evolved, it became easier because then people start to actually explain concepts. Many years ago, it was about learning, even under duress. But then when the concepts start getting explained and you understand how it's easily applied, it becomes much more fun. And I think that's the advantage of a student of today. Like, for instance, we are now really appreciating it in our daily life, but they now appreciate it from here on.
Right, and you know, as I said, I think what happened in the past, a lot of people just had a fear of maths. And I think because people had a fear of maths, they approached it. It was something that was insurmountable, had to be done under duress, as you said. Duress. And for some people decided, look, I just can't handle this maths because another friend of mine, he and I, we have this little joke that maths was fun until they introduced the alphabet. And I mean, like, So I'm saying now that today, I'm quite sure that there'll be people watching on, even students, who will, by the end of the day, should and would have a greater appreciation for mathematics. As I said, it was all foreign for me. I was drawn to the subjects where reading and extrapolating information was my forte. But maths is something we use every single day of our life. So
every single day.
I must compliment the innovators of the original International Day of Maths, and I'm glad that we at Combermere decided to have our own program.
Excellent. And what has impressed me most about this particular day at Combermere is how the departments have sort of come together. All departments have come to celebrate mathematics, because I think there's a recognition from all departments that how important mathematics is. And we had this collaboration from teachers, from students, those strong and weak in mathematics, to collaborate today and to make today the success that it's going to be, and it has already begun. Thanks very much. But I'm going to toss it back to John, and he's going to have some more good information for you. And then we will come back in the studio, and hopefully by this time we'll be ready to see what's happening on the outside. John? Michael?
Yes, we have Haley Brown of Form 2D, who has a poster here to share with us and to tell us what is behind the poster and stuff like that. And the excitement on her face, I can tell you that this young lady really wants to talk about this poster.
Yes.
Over to you, Haley.
Hi, my name is Haley Brown, and my poster was inspired by my love of shopping with my mother and my family. So you see math in shopping in everyday life. So when you want buy one thing, and then you want to buy more of that thing, all you have to do is to multiply it by the number of things.
As seen on the poster here, Haley. Huh?
Math and shopping.
Unitary method. Okay. Math and shopping. My goodness. There's no way we could get away from mathematics, Michael.
No.
So pack your wallet.
But let her explain some more of this to me, because I'm curious about this.
Then you have profit and loss. If you have a business and you want to make profit, your selling price has to be more than your cost price.
Correct.
But if it's loss, it has to be less. And then you have sales. This is good for businesses because it can help them get more customers and money, and it's convenient for the customer as well because they can get less and they could be able to buy more. And that way there is
more activity.
It's more
profitable
to both.
Yeah.
To both sides.
Can I ask you a question, Haley, on the poster?
Yes, please.
I see a kid on a bicycle heading downhill really fast. Is that representative of anything, really, or
higher purchase?
Ah, okay, a higher purchase bike. That's what it is. Are you sending a signal to your parents? Are you sending a message to your parents about higher purchasing a bike, or you got that already?
I don't have a bike.
You don't have. You want one, so that's sending a message to them. Okay. Next time, I'll give you advice. Put a car.
But why the bicycle?
Because, for example, if you don't have enough money to buy that bicycle, right now you could pay down payments. And you could pay those payments in monthly installments until you pay off your total amount.
And you are in Form 2D, and you know about higher purchase. Michael, where did we go wrong?
Let's just say it's a change in times.
That's
I think that we must be honest and admit education now is exciting.
And it's more practical.
It is exciting. It is exciting. The young people love it. The technology is there, and they use it. And I mean, that poster to me, if I just looked at that poster, I would say the colors look nice and stuff like that, but she can explain
exactly what
intimate detail on that poster.
Correct. Wonderful. Excellent. How long did it take? I was my same question. How long did it take you to do?
2 nights, like that.
2 nights?
2 nights. We started by
and you still were able to finish your homework?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you want to do another one if you had the chance? Let's say we have International Day of Mathematics 2 years down the road when you're in the 4th form. Would you be inspired to do something else like that, or you'd be going something in a little more detail?
I would do it again.
You would do it again.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Well, Haley, you made me feel very proud because at the moment she walked in the studio, Michael, she says, "But I know Mr. Small because, of course, I see him every day." But then she said, "But I know you." Why did she know me? Because I have spoken to your form already. As an old scholar. Wonderful. I am very happy. That means that you have listened to things that I have said to you, and your colleagues would have listened. I'm very, very happy about it. It made me feel very proud. Yes. Thank you very much, Haley, and good luck with the poster.
I will.
It's wonderful. Yes. Very well done. Back to you, John.
Well done, Haley.
Thanks.
Thank you. Very well done.
this time we have a first former, Joshina Bootman, Form 1F. Let's hear about your poster.
Well, I did about the peat mandarins, how he inspired architecture and how it connects to math.
Tell me that name again.
Peat mandarins.
Pete Mondrian. Okay, so a little more about him, you said?
Well, he joined a painting community when he was 21 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he later started painting.
Well, you don't have to get the exact name, but he started painting later. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then later on the years, people start using his painting as inspiration of architecture and stuff.
Wow.
And
Okay.
how his painting, like he do like squares and stuff, different portion of items.
Right.
It like shows portions.
Mm-hmm. So you've incorporated his idea of shapes into your poster. Oh, that's wonderful. Anything more you want to explain about your poster? What inspired you beside him? I see you love mathematics, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what inspired me is that I choose sparkle to be purple because it's my family's favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the idea from my mother too.
Wow. Okay, mom played a big role. Okay. All right. Excellent. I'm watching the poster here, and it does have a bit of a, if you understand the abstract theme of it. I see rectangles, squares, and you have some text which I cannot make out from here, but I presume that the text explains a lot of the about the poster and the inspiration. Very good, very good. Well, thank you very much. This has been excellent and inspirational, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And you're only the first form. Excellent. Will you participate again if this comes up again?
Yeah.
Something bigger, a video maybe, or a bigger poster?
Maybe.
Maybe? Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your parents for inspiring you like this. And of course, enjoy your time at Combermere. It's going to be the best years of your life. I promise you that.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Back to the studio.
Right, we're here again, and this time we have Haley Roach, 2D. Could you explain to us the concept behind your poster? What was the motivation for you to do it?
Well, my poster, the background, which was purple, is my favorite color. So it's a beautiful color, so I went with that. I went with shopping with mathematics because I thought all elements in shopping contains mathematics. The pictures speaks to the writing.
Mm-hmm.
And transactions can be cash or credit, which means dealing with money, which is also mathematics.
No,
right.
No, this is the second student from the second form that has used shopping.
Yes, yes.
So I wonder what they're trying to tell us.
Is this prophetic? Is this
I don't know.
Telling us something? Possibly, she says. Possibly.
Because shopping is something we do every day.
Every single day, I take it for granted.
You know, two people have come up with posters.
Two young women.
Yeah, two different slants.
Yeah.
But the central theme is shopping.
Shopping with mathematics.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. All right. I see you got your calculator, you do your profit and loss. You actually do your pricing structure. You see what you have, your ability to spend, how much you got to spend. All that features in it. Very, very good. Very good. And your inspiration came from the home or Combermere or both?
Probably both.
Probably both. And you've had shopping experiences already that you enjoyed? Oh my goodness. I'm a little scared myself, my God.
Well, let's look forward to, let's say, 2 years down the road, and we have this type of activity again, would you be participating again? Would you be willing to participate?
Yeah, definitely.
So you like maths. Maths is your favorite subject.
Well, one of the favorites.
One of the favorite subjects.
Right, that's very good.
Okay.
That's very good. So you're seeing the application of mathematics on the everyday life.
Yes.
And that is very, very good. Because Mrs. Small and I were talking, and when we were kids at school like you, a lot of things were not that easily presented. So mathematics became more of a chore that you had to do. But now we see making it fun, and you enjoy this. So you are in a good time to be alive at Combermere School. So
yes,
congratulations, and these are going to be the best years of your life. I promise you that. Thank you very much, Haley. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, John. Hello again and welcome back. In studio with us is Chloe Motley, again from Form 2D. So Michael Form 2D is really cleaning up today.
Yes,
and Chloe has a poster which she is going to explain to us and tell us about her inspiration. So Chloe, tell us about the poster and what's the inspiration for it.
Okay, so I choose the green background because my grandfather's favorite color was green and he passed away.
Wow, that's lovely.
So I like to travel. I haven't really went on a plane or went anywhere, so I wanted to put travel in because you have to pay money to go travel.
Correct.
So then time, school, you buy things at school. Yeah, and then when opening hours at the supermarket, that's why your business opening hours.
So I see you definitely got money, you got discounts, interest, which you are familiar with, of course. Everybody has to pay interest one way or the other. You have travel and time. You have a desire to go traveling, so you understand that you have some expenses there. And time, so tell me where time fits in. Is time away from school you're looking at, or the time being a function of earning money, time money, what? All that?
It's like both, right?
Yeah, okay.
So when you earn money, you have to put in the work for the hours.
Very good,
Like
very
what
good.
you do.
Like what we do.
So,
very good indeed. Let me see about else. Oh, you got the opening hours of the supermarket, so actually you got to manage your time to accommodate that. Very good. And green is also my favorite color, so we are on good ground here. Very good. And you also have the dreaded credit card. Oh my God, these young people are impressing me. I don't know if I'm supposed to be scared or very, very impressed. I think I'm a bit of both.
I think it could be a bit of both. What I like though is everybody chose a color, their favorite color.
Yes,
so,
so
a lot of thought has gone into
and
these.
art.
There's
a combination of that. Well, Chloe, this has been very interesting. I really enjoyed this time at Combermere. Of course, I'm a Combermerean and I'm never leaving, so you got me with you. Thanks very much. These are going to be some great years, and congratulations on this. All right? Okay. Welcome back, and surprise, surprise, we've got Chloe back in studio again because news has just come to me, and Chloe will have to explain herself for why she's back, because I understand, Chloe, that you were the second place finisher last year in the competition. Tell us a little bit more about that competition.
So you would have to take a photo of something that represents math. So I chose the Supreme Court. I chose it because every day when I go to school, I went to school at primary school.
Yeah.
I went to school at the Wesley Hall Junior School.
So did I.
So did I.
It did just start with you.
So I had to pass the Supreme Court every day.
Correct.
So there's normally, when I look at it, I was going into town when I took it. So I saw squares on the building, triangles, many more things that I cannot remember right now. And it really shocked me because I never really noticed it when I was going to school. I was in a rush.
And you saw these shapes and emerge and said, but there is mathematics right in front of my face. And you got that photograph and you placed second. Congratulations, you could not let that pass. So we had to let the world know that we got a prize winner sitting in our midst. Chloe Motley, Form 2D, second place winner in last year's mathematics competition. Congratulations from both of us and from your alma mater, Wesley Hall, as well. Okay, thank you very much, John. This is wonderful news. Back to you. Welcome back. Michael, today has been phenomenally exciting for me and to see these young people and the expressions on their faces. It has given me, I want to come back to school. How do I do it?
Let's not push the envelope too much,
I'm sorry,
David.
I'm sorry.
You're back here helping us out in a capacity.
Yeah.
And,
okay,
you know,
I'll leave it at that.
As I said earlier, though, I think to see the excitement on the face of these students and how they broke down the poster, the different favorite color. 2 or 3 people chose shopping.
Shopping.
Something we do every day.
I take it for granted.
I take it for granted.
I don't like doing it because we put us in the pocket.
You know?
But you know what impressed me just now? Chloe walking past and then getting this inspiration by seeing a building constructed in front of her and say, look at this.
Squares and triangles.
And then take a photograph of
and
then wins because she's able to explain it. What an amazing thing.
Of course it's amazing.
Wow. And the other students and the videos, I still can't get over the videos and the use of the tech that our young people are
well, as I said, this is an exciting time for education.
Yes.
I mean, technology
and the
has
positive
made it,
use of it.
We must talk about that.
Yeah.
I think that there's some kite flying that I would like to see.
You keep making me salivate for this thing.
You know,
the wind is high.
And there's some buffs, so I think we should go outside and take a look at
these wonderful. Things, you know? So, in very short order, my colleague here is going to lead us and he's going to allow me to escape the studio for a few minutes because I can't be contained in here. When Michael gives me the thumbs up, I say, "Well, come and see this," I'm going to nip out and have a look at it. And I am very excited to be a part of this, Michael. And I want to again thank you guys for including me in this, because you know me and Combermere, I can't get enough of it. Thanks very much. We are going to, Mike is going to go outside and see where we're at with the posters, the kite making, and then of course the kite flying and the boost. And then we'll be getting back to you in short order. So bear with us. As we said, I'm really enjoying this and I'm very excited about it. I hope this day doesn't end. Back to you, John.
how hard the sun beat down is not a frown. We face does just glow. We grow the flow from past earths to past times as ice blocks collide with liquids that smile across lips as we sigh. Satisfied, we rise like blades of grass pushing past concrete on sidewalks. We bump and dodge any pothole bold enough to slow our roll. We know too much about roads as I steer across every road and gap that connects back to family and friends. There's no lack of decoration that paints my island. The chatter of the language, coloring the voyage from beach lines to Bridgestone lines. The rhythm of laughter, a part of a broad street of culture. Dialect destined to identify, whether it fly from a mouth or from a piece of paper. It's a foundation of fun. Spirited sparkles when the sea welcomes the sun. A horizon of possibilities that reveals no matter what ground my foot upon. I'm reminded of home when I feel the sun. matter how hard the sun beat down is not a frown. We face does just glow. We grow with the flow from pastors to pastimes as ice blocks collide with liquids that smile across lips as we sigh. Satisfied, we rise like blades of grass pushing past concrete on sidewalks. We bump and dodge any pothole enough to slow our roll. We know too much about roads as I steer across every road and gap that connects back to family and friend. There is no lack of decoration that paints my island. The chatter of language coloring the voyage from beach lines to Bridgestone lines. The rhythm of laughter, a part of a broad street of culture. Dialect destined to identify whether it fly from a mouth or from a piece of paper. It's a foundation of fun. Spirited sparkles when the sea welcomes the sun. A horizon of possibilities that reveals no matter what ground my foot pun. I'm reminded of home when I feel the sun.
If you don't live in a house, actually have a house for you for like relatively inexpensive and pretty neat. And there are other people who are a little less fortunate, like her. I feel so bad. She probably can't pay. Well, why would she be so mad? Interesting. Well, if you don't mind, let me explain. So this is the house she wanted. Not that hard. Somehow the builders messed it up, and this is what she got. What happened to this house? This house is circular. The roof is definitely gonna fall. The doors askew. Oh no! The one destroyed the house. Oh, but I can't do this for this house, so we'll actually do a different test called the glitch test. Watch. Absolutely nothing happened. Excellent. And here are the appropriate things needed. There's a ruler, angles, and measurements. That's what you need to build a house. Yay! Knowing only math is important in construction. Bye, have a great time.
Hi guys and welcome to today's math class. Today we will be learning about pi.
Let's see what is pi.
Oh, I know pie is that delicious pastry with red filling.
No, not that pi. This pi. Pi is the radius of the circumference of any circle, the diameter of that circle. Pi can be represented in two ways. Either as 3.14 or 22/7. But in fact, pi can be easily remembered by a special day, March 14th, well known as the International Day of Mathematics.
How do I use pi?
Don't use pavements or wood chain. Always remember, practice makes perfect.
Do you ever wonder how tall is that wall, like this one here? You can find out without scaling it. All you have to do is use the angle of elevation. You will need a tape measure and a clinometer, which can be made using a ruler, a protractor, cord, and Play-Doh. To begin, you will first need to measure the distance you are standing away from the wall. Then, using the clinometer, find the angle of elevation of the wall. You will also need to measure your height, which will play an important part later. Now for the calculations. We start 490 centimeters or 4.9 meters away from the wall, and the angle measured from that distance was 61 degrees. As can be seen in the diagram, if a line is drawn from the top of the head to the top of the wall and another perpendicular to the wall, a triangle is formed. Therefore, to find that part of the wall, the trig function tan theta equals opposite over adjacent can be used, with the wall being the opposite, the distance away from the wall being adjacent, and theta being the angle measured. Rearranging the equation gives opposite equals tan theta times adjacent. Inputting the data collected, we can find that the height is equal to 884 centimeters or 8.84 meters. We are finished though. To get the complete height of the wall, your height has to be added since you did not start from the ground. The complete height of the wall was found to be 1066 centimeters or 10.66 meters. Now you know how to find the height of a wall using the angle of elevation.
Trigonometry is derived from the two Greek words trigono and metri, which mean triangle and measure. The Oxford Dictionary defines trigonometry as the mathematical relationship between the length of the sides of a triangle and its angles. The origins of trigonometry can be dated back to 3000 BC with the Babylonians and the Egyptians. However, in 140 BC, Greek mathematician Hipparchus developed the first trigonometric table and is referred to as the father of trigonometry. We will now see how trigonometry is used in the real world. Mathematics is used in the real world every day, and today we will ask Mr. Gill how he uses trigonometry in construction.
Hi everyone. At this stage of the project, where we have to build the roof, we had to use a bit of trigonometry. We are given the width of the building, which is 19 feet. The client wants the roof to be tilted at 13 degrees, and we need to find out the opposite, which is the side of the building that we have to erect to put the rafters on. So, plugging that into the equation, tan theta equals opposite divided by adjacent. We said tan of 13 degrees multiplied by 19 feet, which is the adjacent or the width of the building, gives us an opposite dimension of 4.10 feet, which is the wall we have to build the blocks to rest the rafters on.
In my sketch, we see how Mr. Gill calculated the length of the opposite wall using a roof angle of 13 degrees and a building width of 19 feet. Thanks for watching, and remember, we use mathematics every day.
just glow. We grow with the flow from pastors to pastimes as ice blocks collide with liquids that
I can see you. Come and get to John.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to the studios of Combermere School. And Michael, if you see me beaming from ear to ear, it's because I have been on the outside and I have seen the offerings. And look whom we found on the outside touring our displays. None other than the legendary Andrew, Mr. Proper Pork Bino himself. And an unrepentant Combermerean. And you know what, Michael, I'm just going to turn loose.
Yes.
Andrew, welcome. I'm so happy to have you as one of the key sponsors and a proponent of the study of mathematics at Combermere and island-wide, I should say, and also one of the proteges of the legendary Jack Adams and Harry Seeley. Andrew, how do you feel?
I thank you both, Michael and David. Thank you both for this opportunity. Of course, when I toured and went up the stairs and so on, it was like reliving old times.
Yes.
Okay.
But therefore, let me tell you how it started, in 1958. And this story may not be known by many, as a matter of fact, so...
You're making news here today?
If it's broadcast here, so be it. But in 1958, we had the 11th class exam.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat for Combermere, Foundation, and Harrison College. I passed for Combermere, I passed the Foundation, and I passed the first part for Harrison College. Now, Harrison College had two parts. The other part was an interview. So, I turned up for the second part. And I was interviewed by a man called Captain Hutt. And my interview went like this. Is your mother and father married? Well, I was taught to tell the truth. So I said no. Do you eat with a knife and fork? Well, again, I was truthful. So I says, no, sir, I eat out of a spoon. I eat with a spoon. Do you drink your soup out of a bowl or a calabash? I said, sir, I drink my soup out of a bowl. Well, I didn't get 100% in my answer, so somehow I failed for Harrison College. But the best thing happened to me, I came, because I'm here now, I came to Combermere and haven't regretted one moment.
Wonderful.
Since then.
Forgive me, let me pick my chin off the ground. Sorry.
Because at Combermere, we were all the same.
Absolutely. The great equalizer.
Correct.
The great equalizer.
Among us, So I'm thankful for that interview, but I'm not finished yet.
Go ahead.
That lived with me to the extent that I said, I gotta do something with that. So a couple of properties, that I got involved in, take Carlton Supermarket. If you go down Brighton, and you swing the Carlton from that side, you see a calabash tree. If you go up by Emerald City, you swing the side there, so by my Republic Bank, you see a calabash tree. Okay. If you go a little further down, and you swing to JB Simpson Complex, you see a calabash tree. You understand?
Yes.
So the calabash means something to me.
And to all of us.
So I am very glad for that interview by Captain Hutt. He has done me the greatest favor in the world.
He's done Combermere a great favor too, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. But let me tell you, forgive me, I just had to pick my chin off the floor after that story. So let me come to terms with some of that first. But then nothing like that era should surprise me, because my dad told me about his experiences at Harrison College under that sort of regime too, and it doesn't really surprise me. But we've come such a long way, and to have someone like you as one of a proud alumnus of Combermere School, I know that you are always in support of anything that goes on at Combermere, and particularly today, International Day of Mathematics, IDM.
Well, the thing is that my interest in maths was spurred by Jack Adams. And, you know, after I left school, I would meet Jack in town and elsewhere, and we were always great. One thing about Jack, he remembered every student that he taught by name, you know? And so I thought, you know, this man has meant a lot to me. Okay, I was not the great mathematician, but Jack would come in the form, and not only mathematics, but let's say, you know, we were having a little fun and we were a bit too loud or whatever. Jack was taught the lesson. He would even go on the board and scrub off everything, and then Jack would give us a little tutoring.
Lessons.
Not in maths, okay, but in ordinary day-to-day way of life. And one of the things that I always remembered about Jack is, Jack would say, boys, especially if we don't get a problem right, okay, and we cannot put QED at the end because we solve the problem.
Right.
Okay? Jack would lecture us. And I always remember Jack saying, boys, you need stickability. He was an Irishman. And I always remember the accent. Boys, you need stickability. And that is what has sort of anchored me in my business career. Stickability. All right? But when the waves get rough and the tossing and so on, I remember Jack. Boys, you need stickability. You see? And so that I commissioned the biography of Jack Adams. And every mathematician at Combermere and outside of Combermere should really get a copy of that book that I commissioned on the history of Jack Adams here at Combermere between 1947, when he came to Barbados, and 1974, when he sort of gave up.
Right.
In the latter years, he would still be involved.
Thereabouts, correct.
When he made that
I do remember the wiry, strong as a bull English gentleman with a very short white pants, strutting the corridors, tall socks, and a T-square and mathematics books, and just striding the corridor and just getting respect all over. I still remember that. And it's interesting to use the metaphor of the waves getting rough, because Jack himself was a champion swimmer, I understand,
yes.
in native Ireland.
Yes, yes. But also, it is Jack that brought hockey.
Correct.
Yes,
we discussed that, Michael.
Yes,
To Barbados.
I remember that story.
That's right. To Combermere,
yeah.
And then it's spread.
Right.
Okay? But Jack was also a stickler. All right? Stickler for time. A stickler for doing it right. Precise.
Yeah.
Both in mathematics and in hockey.
And in hockey.
Right?
And from that morphed the legendary Dighton Maynard.
Correct. Dighton.
Dighton is a protege of Jack's, of course. And then, of course, you know.
Dighton can speak prolifically
about Jack.
Jack has met
Correct.
As he has to many of us at Combermere time.
That's
Virgil Buregan.
That's correct.
Okay?
Yes.
A lot of us fellas of that era, okay, owe a lot to Jack.
Okay.
Wonderful. We even, of course, Andrew, you know, we've got a playing field. The football hockey field is christened after Jack Adams. And you yourself, and you're in no small measure someone who has kept the memory of Jack Adams and his legacy alive. You have actually sponsored the Jack Adams Mathematics Prize during Combermere Week.
Correct. Since 2008.
Correct.
See? Yeah. And that prize is awarded to a very promising mathematician from sixth form. Okay. And the head of the department, Abigail Cumberbatch. Over the years, she has been selecting that person. And some of these youngsters have gone on to various universities.
Oh yes,
throughout the world.
yes.
So
And here we have the biography of Jack Adams, Turning Out Gentlemen. Wonderful. Everyone needs a copy of this. Let me just turn it to the studio audience. Turning Out Gentlemen, Jack Adams, commissioned by Andrew Bynor. Andrew, I can't underscore how much it means to have you here this morning. I knew that you would be here. You would never miss an event like this at Combermere, particularly International Day of Mathematics. Right? And I know I speak on behalf of Michael because I am perhaps a little more excited than he is.
But I would want Andrew to share his feelings on what you've seen for the day so far.
Very educational. And I have seen how mathematics really is a practical subject in day-to-day living, but also from the aspect of invention.
Okay.
You see? And that's why I was very pleased about, as I went around the classrooms, I've seen where the youngsters are now moving towards inventing this or inventing that.
Wonderful.
Some aspect, some project, which is, which is, for me, very rewarding to see how mathematics is being used at Combermere.
Lovely. On behalf of everyone, sir, I want to thank you for your presence. I thank you for your continued support, the support of the Jack Adams Award, and all things Combermere. Andrew Bynor, and repentant, abashed Combermerean, and your big shoes to fill, sir.
Did you say Anabash or Calabash?
As a matter of fact, we will coin that word. That'll be our word for today. Thank you, Andrew, and thanks for being here.
Yes.
Up and on, proper. Thank you, John. Back to you in the studio.
Welcome back. This afternoon we have here Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw, Chief Education Officer of Barbados, former teacher of the Combermere School at one
Proud to
stage.
say, proud to say.
And I must say I'm very happy to have you here. I worked with you as a colleague. Now you're my boss.
Can I say that she's a friend of mine too? Can I say that just to get it in, please?
Yes, you have my permission.
I have the pleasure of having kidnapped her for 2 minutes ago to bring her to the studio. So I know she's in a rush to get back to her office because she's got a lot of schools to run. But Dr. Bradshaw, Ramona Archer-Bradshaw, how have you been and what do you think and what are your impressions of today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
It's my absolute pleasure to be here today. International Day of Mathematics, Pi Day. I have a very special relationship with Pi because I was a physics teacher for over 10 years.
Oh.
So I've been using Pi quite a lot.
Okay.
I'm very impressed with the displays that I've seen. The children are very engaged. I like the fact that they could explain. So it shows that they were involved in the process, and I'm really pleased to be here today.
Wonderful, and we are equally pleased to have you. I've actually been myself, I escaped from this studio and I've actually been to see it myself, and I am extremely impressed. I'm extremely impressed that they're outfitted for the part, they're explaining. I think that we can go a long way. It gives me such great hope for the future.
Yes, and the teachers.
Yeah.
The teachers are there providing the support. I saw teachers dressed up as bees. You know, buzzing around, and the children were doing what they were supposed to do.
Michael, as I tell you, what has impressed me, and I keep telling Michael, this is the collaboration of all the departments for today.
Yes.
So everybody has turned out, you know, and it is wonderful. Michael and I are winging it. This is our first time doing this in studio like this, and it has become so easy. It's like second nature. I feel as though I need a job in broadcasting right now.
Well, you're doing very well.
That's right.
Yes, one of the things that I really liked was the application of the mathematics in the geography, in the chemistry, in the biology. So the children can see that math is not an abstract subject.
Well, as the theme says, mathematics for everyone. And I think that we have achieved that here today. Right? And hats off to the organizers. And I think that a day like today, as I said initially for me when I heard about it, I was thinking we have to slay this dragon where people feel mathematics is a horrible subject.
That's right.
And having it done this way, with all these different activities, I mean, kite flying. I saw a kite and the person was able to explain to me how you can conceptualize maths in a kite. So I never thought of that one time. So I am very happy to be part of this here. And I'm looking forward to future ventures.
Yes, of course. And the Ministry of Education is very happy to be involved. So last year we had a display in the Media Resource Department. I'm not sure if you were able to come and see it, but it was a wonderful display. And we're very happy that the schools now have taken on the Pi Day and taken on the displays. You know, it means that we're doing something right. And I look forward to it being even bigger and better.
Well, because you know the gauntlet has been laid down, and this bar that you set is pretty high, so you better gird your loins for next year because it's going to be a tough one to beat. This is a tough one to beat.
Well, let me say that at Combermere we like challenges.
That's right.
And I love a challenge, so don't threaten me because I can rise to the occasion. Right? But no, on a serious note, I saw two or three posters where they use shopping. And the children said why they chose the color they chose. Because I just look at the poster, it's not pretty, but they chose a color that meant something to them. They showed how you can use going to the supermarket to show the importance of maths. And I think that is fantastic because it was something simple. It wasn't something that you went out of the way that would have gone over people's heads. It's something simple to drive home the point. And that's great.
And I was impressed when they measured my lung capacity. I had to blow into a balloon, and they found the circumference of that balloon by using 2 pi r.
Oh, wow, yes.
From there, they determined the volume of the balloon using 4 on 3 pi r cubed. And they were able to tell me my lung capacity based on those equations. And I mean, the young lady sat in front of me and she did the calculations and she said, it means that your lung capacity is, and she showed me what it was. And I said, wow, application. Not only mathematics for everyone, but mathematics for every day.
Well, that is what we talked about.
Inspiring story of Chloe Motley, who placed second in last year's poster competition with a photograph of the Supreme Court that she used to bypass every day until she recognized there's mathematics, there's trigonometry, there's shapes right in front of me. So it was really inspiring, wonderful experience for me, just coming back to, I say coming back, never left the school. I never left. So,
yes, it's a wonderful experience for me coming back.
lovely. I didn't become fast. But we are very happy to have you here. We hope that you've been inspired by what you've seen. So I certainly have. And I want to thank you for taking this time out, because I know you got a whole day of work ahead of you. But thank you for taking this time out to participate in this with us.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you,
I look forward to next year being bigger and
wow, that is your challenge, Mr. Small.
That's the school's challenge.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Archie Bradshaw. Thank you. Back to you, John. You have 2 kids or 1? And we are back from a very, very welcome break where I was treated to lunch by Mr. Michael Small and his group. So Combermereans, whenever you are asked by Mr. Small to do anything on behalf of your school, feel free to do it. Because he will make sure you have a good lunch and he treats you very, very well indeed. Mr. Small, thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much. And let's hope we got enough energy to continue with the same excitement and the same energy that we did in the first half. So, who we got with us now?
Daniel Curtin, member of the mathematics
department. Absolutely, I remember Danny.
And I think she's the creator of the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I created the scavenger hunt for our third year students. And
by all reports, they're thoroughly enjoying it.
So
They are still doing it?
Yeah, so
Wow.
what we did was, instead of having all of the third forms outside at the same time,
Okay.
so that it would be, you know, more memorable and they would get more from the experience, they're doing it in their classes. So each class is doing the scavenger hunt at different points during the day.
Lovely.
So that everyone in the class is engaged. So the classes are split into groups, and each group has a tablet, and they have their clues, and they have to find math all around us at Combermere School.
Whoa, why wasn't I asked to do this?
Make the clues or do the hunt?
Do the hunt. I see it, so you want to get involved in this hunt? No.
So tell me something, Daniel. What was your concept behind the scavenger hunt?
Well, I wanted the children to have a sense of enjoyment. When we think about these third years, this is really, even though they're in third form, this is their first year back at school. And they really had a hard introduction to secondary school math because they had to do 2 years of math mainly online. So we wanted an activity that would be engaging, that they would have some enjoyment from the class, because in the first and the second form, we tend to do a lot of hands-on activities with the students that they were deprived of during COVID.
I see.
So we thought that they would be a good year group to go and do the hunt, and we tried to include, well, I did include areas from math that they're actually taught in the third year within the scavenger hunt. So for example, one of the clues that they have to find is the angle of elevation that cadets look at, which when you're putting the flag up the flagpole, you have to look up, and when you look up, you create an angle of elevation. So if they were paying attention in class and they pay attention to what is going on around the school, they would be able to get the clue.
Doesn't that give the cadets an advantage?
Well, if you have a cadet in your group, you may stand an advantage, but I also brought sports into it as well. So one of the clues that they have to find is where a circle intersects rectangles. And there's actually more than one area in the school, because on the football field, for example, there's a circle in the center and there are two rectangles that go through.
Mr. Small smiling?
Yeah, because Mr. Small was in the group, he would have gotten the clue correct, right? And then we have, and there's also that same situation occurring on the basketball court, because the netball court is in there. You have the circle and the rectangles. So, you know, there are different aspects, and the thing with this hunt is that we said to the teachers, you know, as long as the clue represents something that is correct, there's more than one correct answer, because what we also have to appreciate as people and as teachers is that students all interpret information differently. So I can say the same thing to 30 students in a class and have 10 and 15 different interpretations. So we are not hard and fast as long as we can see that they appreciate and they understand the mathematics within the Combermere area.
But it's interesting what she said just now about the circle and the rectangle. Because at first I wasn't thinking about football at all. So but no. So what I'm saying is we go right back to the beginning. Mathematics for everybody. Every day. So I think we have done a very good job at the school.
Yes, I've seen a couple of because as I said, a few classes did the hunt this morning, and when I saw the papers with the results, there were quite a few groups that got 8 and 9 out of the 10 clues.
Wow, okay.
Nice.
And as I said, a few of the clues came out of what they're doing now. So like another one that they had to get, which I was impressed with some of them, was the difference between the highest data point and the lowest data point in a set. So that would be the range, right? So whatever is your highest value and your lowest value gives you range of values. And of course, we have a shooting range at Combermere School.
Wow.
So I guess that's already cadets get an advantage.
Another advantage,
right?
Because
they may know that that's a range.
A range.
But, you know, little things like that for them. So it wasn't, there were some clues, yes, that were a bit more simple because we didn't want anyone to feel that they couldn't get it done. But of course, if you're going to win, you need to really come good.
So, Danny, are you happy that you brought up this thought process that they had to think You're
Yes,
happy
that was the aim.
Yeah.
We didn't want that everything that they did today was just straightforward, because we also need to encourage our children to problem solve.
Correct.
And that is an area that is coming out in all of the exam results island-wide, and where students are not excelling because they're not problem solving. And if we don't have thinkers and we don't have problem solvers in the society, then we're going to be in problems.
So let me ask you a question then. How did you feel when this was first rolled out to you? I mean, the whole
concept?
Yeah.
I was very
International Day of
enthused.
Mathematics.
I thought it was a very good idea. I think that as schools, we have more than just the day-to-day objectives that we need to fulfill with our students, and we need to get them involved. I think a lot of people, a lot of students don't choose mathematics after fifth form because they don't understand, or they don't see how math is applied. They don't understand why doing mathematics at a higher level will be beneficial to them. But if we can bring mathematics from all the subject areas and show students, like for example in the biology department, I realize it looks like a beehive, right? But if they can see the different applications of mathematics in other subject areas, then they will see that, you know, I can choose math with other subjects, and then it would allow for me to even be at a greater advantage. Because for example, like I did chemistry and biology in the 6th year, and a knowledge of higher level mathematics helped me greatly with chemistry, because
and
a
you're
lot
bonding.
of people, well, I didn't bond over the chemistry.
I beg pardon.
but there's actually areas of chemistry where you use calculus.
Yes.
Right? In the physical chemistry.
Correct.
You use calculus. So if you don't have an understanding of calculus, then you tend to have a more difficult time. In biology, we had the beehive, but there's lots of areas in all of these subjects where a good, solid foundation in mathematics can really help you.
Lovely. Michael, mathematics for everyone.
Everyone.
And every day. Daniel, this has been a real pleasure, and I'm so proud to be here with you. I know you as Danny the student, Daniel the mom, Daniel the teacher, Daniel the mathematician.
Well, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and we'll keep you updated on those scavenger hunts. I saw some more students out there running all around frantically trying to figure out the clues, and it also helps with engagement and student bonding. And these are, when we think back to our school days, we don't remember when X and Y was on the board. We remember the extra things.
You better believe it. That's correct.
This is just one other thing now that these children are going to remember
Lovely.
and talk about. I will say how many years ago when I left, that, you know, we still
don't talk about me.
I'm not going to touch that with the
Well, you know that I can keep reminding Michael Small, the bar is set very high this year.
Well,
challenge is here. He's up to the challenge, he says.
We have things to build on as well, so I can only see this activity going to higher heights and developing even further, because we have a framework.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Thank you very much, Daniel. There you have Daniel Curtin.
Good morning. Well, we know that kites, the geometry of kites, we have the different shapes of it. And so the students have, we have the basic kite, and then they've decorated it with their different math symbols. Y equals mx plus c, arithmetic sign, equal sign, a squared plus
very good. I think it is a good opportunity for the students to take part in different activities. We know that we learn not only through just the academic thing, but through play. And this is cooperative learning. They work together as a group, and the finished product, then they can say, I made a kite, and my kite flew. So the accomplishment of it. And this being International Day of Math, focusing on math all around the world. We know that math is everywhere. So when they fly a kite, they can see that math is also present there.
That's very good. I guess one of you students would want to come and say a few words. How do you feel about International Day of Mathematics? Over camera shed? So nobody's going to come and say a few words?
So then we're all camera shy. Rosario time.
Good morning, everyone. We are here at the Combermere School International Day of Mathematics celebrations with Mr. Luke, who has a whole bee theme going on for International Day of Math. Can you tell us about what you're displaying here?
Sure, no problem. Our theme is we're looking at the hexagon as a shape for International Day of Mathematics. The hexagon is actually the most common shape in nature. The compound eyes of insects, bee shape, hexagon shape, honeycombs, hexagon shape. So that's where we're going today. We're linking those two together for a cross-curricular activity. So for example, we're also going for history and culture with this bead curtain, which is traditional in Barbadian homes. So our students were given a blank slate, two blank hexagons, a small one and a large one, a smaller one and a large one, and they had to personalize the hexagons. So they had to tell a story about themselves or about global warming or about pollution. Many of our students chose Rihanna. Of course, she's trending right now. So many of our students chose Rihanna. Some chose beach scenes, horizons, and so on. So this is the bead curtain. We incorporated our skeleton here, Barry. He is part of the whole theme as well. He's the person welcoming everyone. So part of this also is to look at the hexagon conjecture, which is a mathematical theorem. So we've incorporated that on the staircase as well, showcasing that that theorem relates to the fact that the hexagon, for its size, takes up the least perimeter of any given shape. We also have inside a builder's wall. For each class, Ms. Hope and I taught, they made origami hexagons in class. They even submitted assignments in the shape of the origami hexagon, so they would write on paper and fold it. So I placed them on the wall. I didn't tell the students that we were going to place them on the wall, so now it's like a builder's wall. They can come and look for their hexagon, look for their names, and so on. And each of our workstations here, as you can see, the students are each working in groups. They're working on logical games, so they're working on things like Montessori challenges. They're looking at number challenges as well, and all of them are in the shape of a hexagon, even Chinese checkers.
Okay. I love it, and I love that the students were so involved in putting this room together. It is beautiful. I love the costumes.
Thank you.
I'm looking for mine. So what would you say is the importance of math in science?
Math is very important in science. Science is very important in math. They're all combined together. We're trying to teach with the idea of STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So it's very important for our students to see the linkages between subjects so that school is more interesting and things are tied together. So things that are taught thematically in one subject are also taught in another subject in different ways. So students can realize that they can utilize their great math skills or their great science skills towards other subjects.
Okay, thank you for chatting with us today, Mr. Luke. I am sure that the students are going to love touring this booth, the ones that did not get to participate in creating it.
So.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
And welcome back, Michael. You have the pleasure of introducing another Combermere legend in the making here. Take it away, sir.
Our Deputy Principal, Captain Randolph Clark. Sir, how are you this afternoon?
Not too bad, not too bad.
And
Good to be here with you guys.
how has the day been so far for you?
Very good, very exciting. Watching the students go through the paces, watching the various activities, all the booths and so on. Good to see the students actually taking the lead, as it were. So very exciting, very exciting.
It's wonderful, man. You beaming with pride all over the school this morning.
Yes,
Which is the most exciting part for you, or you all want to be prejudiced?
Yeah, I don't want to be prejudiced.
But,
I don't want to be prejudiced, but they've all been good. They've all been good.
yes, yes. Anything stand out specially though? I mean, I know the student engagement is something you've always advocated for. Anything special, the level of engagement, anything special you see emerging from this for the students?
Yeah, like I was saying, they were saying the fact that the students themselves are taking the lead. So we're not seeing teachers doing most of the talking.
Right.
Maybe into the science labs, for example. All the students at the bottom.
That impressed me very much.
I was very impressed there.
Yeah.
They took the lead from the beginning. They explained everything that was happening. Really positive.
Right.
That was fantastic.
And your participation, were you especially involved in here, or just over?
But I was just giving support really to
Yeah.
the convention. Yeah, just make sure that I did, make sure they got some support from the resource department.
Yes.
They were involved, and just their background role really. Just support it.
You know, background role might be there just because people target you say do this, do that.
But I would want to know what when you first heard about it. What were your thoughts, and has the day lived up to what you expected it to be?
Yes, the day has definitely lived up to what this kind of batch would have offered at the beginning. And I'm sure she barely scratched the surface, I can tell you. The one of the ideas that she had for this month, I'm telling you, she's barely hit the peaks and just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
I tell you that it's National Maths Day in years to come. It's going to be something else. It probably is National Maths Week.
I look at Mr. Small because I keep looking at he's one of the kind of challenge in front of him now.
You keep talking about challenge, but
I just spur you on, Michael.
I like challenges.
I just spur you on.
Right? I am happy to be at Combermere this time.
Yep.
And to be working with this group of people. So I am happy with how the day has gone. It's always been a pleasure to work with Captain Clark. From the time he's come here, I've enjoyed working with him. He's always supportive.
Yeah.
And I think that is really important, right? That you have a group of people that support each other, because our slogan is up and on.
Yeah.
Any day I want us to be moving up and on.
Yes.
I really thought today has been a resounding success in my opinion.
It has absolutely been. And Captain Clark, I've had the pleasure of working with you on a number of occasions too. And I have to say, it's a real pleasure working with someone who not only gets things done, but that is reliable. That's the thing, Michael. Reliable. Yeah.
And he does it quietly, you know.
Very quietly. I've been trying to get him to talk.
I'm surprised he came in here, no?
I tried to get him out, but
I know you would have preferred not to be in here.
Yeah, I prefer to be a background person. Things happen in the background.
Well, Michael, Captain Clark, I am telling you, today has been such a resounding success. I mean, I have enjoyed every minute of being here. We started off this morning winging it, but it sort of flowed so well. We just riding the crest of this wave. I'm so happy about how things have gone. Yeah.
They were in the office with the refreshments after the tour. We were watching it live, and we were very excited.
Very good.
Also very excited. Mr. Parks was there. Our friends from CGI was there.
Yes.
Our friends from
Carlton here, but he was being interviewed.
Yeah,
of course.
And then from COB as well. So they were all excited. We were watching it live.
Okay.
Excellent. Captain, I am so happy to be here today. And I'm looking forward to future events at Combermere, especially with your involvement and Michael's involvement.
Well, I got one fuel coming around.
Oh yeah, he's telling me again.
Got one fuel coming just around the corner. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Well, thanks, Captain. Thanks very much for your involvement. Thanks very much for the success of today. Obviously attributed to you and your hard work in the background, right? So thanks very much.
You're very welcome, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
It's a pleasure, man.
Good. Take it away, John.
ascorbic acid solution in a conical flask. And in order to see the endpoint, which this is the color we're going for, in order to see the endpoint, we have to use something called starch indicator. So what we will do is put it under the myriad and turn on the tap and just swish it around until we reach the endpoint.
So Malia, how is this titration connected with mathematics?
Now, the titer value we will receive after doing this titration will help us determine which one of the products has in the most vitamin C, since it's a 1-to-1 mole ratio.
Okay.
I'm seeing some brown coming through. How do we know when the endpoint has been reached?
When the solution doesn't turn colorless after I add the iodine solution.
So do you use a lot of mathematics in your chemistry lessons? What's the link between them?
After we do the experiment, we have to do calculations, which you can see over on this side. Oops. Now this is a little over from the endpoint, but this is what it is. After we reach the endpoint, we have to record the value, and it seems to be 24. So we'll record that value in the table, and it will subtract the initial value from the final value, and this would give us the titer value.
Okay, thank you so much, Malia, for sharing with us what you're doing today for International Day of Mathematics. All right, so we got that first titration with Malia showing us the titration of ascorbic acid with iodine solution. Now we have 2 more students who are going to show us another titration with emergency. Kiara, can you talk me through what you're doing here?
Yes, okay, so in here in the conical flask, this is the color we're gonna go for. This is emergency solution, and this is the iodine in the myriad. So what we're gonna do is titrate the iodine solution into this conical flask, and we're looking for this endpoint. This is a very light purple, like almost violet. So, and this is what we use to get the endpoint. This is starch indicator solution. We add about 10 drops into the emergency solution before we start titrating.
Okay.
Ooh. I have to use the fresh one.
Sorry.
Okay, so.
All right, so you're just opening and dripping in, looking for that color change?
Yes. You have to swirl when you're doing it so you don't miss it, because as you can see, you can start to see a change already.
Right, so I'm seeing the violet, but it's going away. I'm looking for no change. Right, Malia?
This one's a bit dark, but we have it here.
So how do we use the math then to determine which one has the most vitamin C?
Well, the one that uses the most iodine solution is the one that has the heavier concentration of vitamin C in it. So this was only a little bit. This only used about, it was initially 0.7, and right now the reading is about 1.2. So it only uses just a little bit. So the ascorbic acid tablets have the higher concentration of vitamin C.
Okay, thank you so much, Kiara and Azaria and Malia. Good morning, everyone. We are here with the Pure Mathematics team showing how math is used in electronics. I'm going to start with you, Oshe. Can you tell me what your group is displaying today?
Okay, today our group is displaying binary counters and logic gates, and how math is used to help with the electronic part of that.
Okay, so Shamar, could you elaborate on that for us and link the electronics and math so that we get a better understanding?
Okay, I'll try my best. So, electronics and math are related in the sense that electronics is kind of a science and a physics. So we will be using the same formulations and ideas to work out the electronic side of physics, and we always have to use math as that because, yeah, man, this year is.
So what are some examples of where the math and the electronics link in some everyday products that we would know about?
So everyday products would be the gadgets, phones, laptops, computers. All of those electronic devices would have inside of them logic gates and a series like counters also to help with the calculations and functions that the computer is expected to carry out.
Understood. Thank you so much, Shamar. And you mentioned logic gates. That's what you all are displaying here? Yes. Okay, interesting. All right, my next question is a little outside of what you have at the booth. I just want to know from one of your team members what you love about math.
What I love about math is the fact that you can solve so many different things in real life situations. You can create, it also helps creating in what we have here, the counters, you can create that and put that in such things as cars, microwaves, fans. It can be used in many situations, and math is very useful in a lot of real world situations that can help us in the future.
Thank you. And finally, there are so many activities taking place at Combermere today for the International Day of Mathematics. I want to hear what you are enjoying most about what is happening today. We have some kite flying, we have scavenger hunts, booths. What are you enjoying about the day?
Well, I'm enjoying the way that we are able to see how math comes out in so many subjects, so many topics. Like,
how, for one, how math is used in history. We have a booth for that. How is using electronics. We didn't know, a lot of people don't know that math is used in electronics and physics, and how is a main push for it. And I like how children are able to see it for themselves instead of having just to be in the classroom to see it and being taught it.
All right, thank you so much to the Pure Math team for chatting with us about their electronics display for International Day of Mathematics. Good morning, everyone. We are here.
Welcome back, everyone. Combermereans in the diaspora, Combermereans in Barbados, Combermereans all around the globe. Welcome back. We're in the home stretch right now with our penultimate interview, and this is one time I wish I was sitting now in Michael Small's chair, because he's going to have the pleasure of introducing Combermere's leader. Michael, I'm jealous, but take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. Here we have Julia Beckles, the principal of Combermere School. I am happy to have her here, and we're going to interview her and ask her how the day has gone so far.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be here. Today has been a wonderful day. International Day of Mathematics done the Combermere way.
That's right.
And we know that means that it has to be different, it has to be exciting, and that we have to be raising the bar. The day began with our meeting of some sponsors in the principal's office, because this event has been sponsored, and we were able to meet and greet, and thereafter take them on tour. And we began with the geography room, where we saw many of the tools used by geographers, but of course they have that cross-functional element, because they are utilized in mathematics.
Correct.
And then from there we spent some time with the students who are very, very good at binary, ones and zeros. That was wonderful, and actually to see that in the practical sphere, because the student actually demonstrated how that could go from the chalkboard to the practical element. That was wonderful. And what made it even more wonderful is that the students were demonstrating.
This is the theme I'm having coming through every interview, Michael, that the students are taking the lead.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is really, really excellent. And that was, for me, the highlight. Once the students are demonstrating, it shows that learning has occurred, and that we know that what we are doing is resonating.
Well, my question would be, when this was first thought about, what did you think about it?
When it was first thought about, I was excited, because I wanted to see how we were going to actually execute it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy that we have here at Combermere School, we have rather a head of mathematics who I would have to say is really thinking all the time about that competitive edge. Not only about the competitive edge, but what perhaps could say the comparative edge, because we are looking to do what others have done, but we are also always looking to go a step further.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy that Ms. Kamabach is in that particular place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that she has a team of persons, not only in the mathematics department, but what we have seen here today is the working, the interworking and the interweaving cross-functional teams.
Michael, this is what we've been saying
Subjects,
over and over again.
yes.
All departments, everybody just
together.
intersected,
Yes.
and everybody just actually raised the bar.
Wonderful.
It was absolutely really, really wonderful. And that's what has resonated to me a lot.
I mean, look at what we have here. We have present member of staff, and I would have to say past student, never past Combermere.
No, just a former student. Just former student.
Who's never left.
Never left.
Combermere.
Since 1973.
But we can call on you, and we have that intermixing, and we have those that resource and those.
I've already got another assignment. He's already given me another
You're
assignment.
coming back to do something else?
He's already given me the assignment.
Okay, I look forward to that. But it has truly been a wonderful day, and it speaks to the leadership that we have here at Combermere School. Very, very happy to be associated with today.
And we are very happy to have you, tell you. We're very happy to have you.
I was excited. I think last night, every time I turned, I started to think about International Day of Mathematics. I said, girl, you're not going to get any rest. But I was excited.
Yes.
And this morning, I think it was 5-something that Ms. Kamabach sent an email to colleagues just saying the day is finally here. And I responded right away. Looking forward to it.
It was really something to look forward to, and I would have to say it has exceeded my wildest expectations. I am saying that right now, I'm telling Michael, thanks for involving me. It has exceeded my wildest dreams and expectations. I've seen the day flow. We didn't know what to expect, but everything has worked out so beautifully. And what really filled my heart is when I saw people like Andrew Bino and all our sponsors together just enjoying the presentation of the students in their booths. It's wonderful.
But the fact that we had persons who were willing to sponsor an international mathematics day of mathematics tells you where we are in the hearts of those persons. That is a great testimony.
Yes, it is.
To our reach.
It is.
And obviously to the fact that whatever we do at Combermere is certainly up and on.
Up and on.
And resonates with everyone because they all wanted to be part. As a matter of fact, after we had done the tour, one sponsor said to me, I want to do more. I have seen 2 young people today that I am especially impressed with, and I want us to invest in them personally.
That's it. You've hit the mark. That's
so
correct.
I think that
you've achieved your objective.
Very much so.
Yes, definitely, and
Because
exceeded them.
Yes, those 2 students presented for their respective groups, and they caught the eye and the heart of one of our
Wonderful.
sponsors who
Wonderful.
has already said, I am going to go even further than today.
This is absolutely wonderful. It's very, very good news. And the theme, mathematics for everyone, it includes all departments, all facets of life, and we can see where it actually is applicable in everyday life. This is has been such a wonderful day.
I don't know if you saw all of our members doing different things associated with the day at every level, because here we speak about staff. We don't make the differentiation.
That's true.
Okay, we are all giving support to what we do here on a daily basis, helping to raise another generation of wonderful Combermerians and Barbadians and international citizens.
Correct. Turning out a full product.
Turning out
a full, complete product.
Rounded students. I must mention the kite flying, because those students also showed the practical application of mathematics when they took their measurements, they made their kites, and they were actually flying their kites. Right now, we have students involved in a treasure hunt, and they have the information. They're looking for cuboids, and they're looking for stats, and that is how they are practically applying what they have been taught in the classroom.
We had a wonderful interview with Daniels just now.
Yes,
I almost ran outside to join each other.
They're very happy. You should hear their screams of delight resonated across the campus.
And Michael, one thing Danny said in her interview is that, students come to school every day, but these are the events they remember. And coming from someone as young as Daniel, saying that it resonated with me because I know the things that mattered most to me when I was at school here. So things stay with you. This is the best days of your life.
This is true. I also need to mention the medical clinic, the Combermere Students Medical Clinic, where we could have had our body mass index calculated, and we saw that being done. We were able to also have our lung capacity.
The chief
medical officer said medical officer, chief educational officer.
She may well have been that because she was all wrapped up in what was happening. And what was interesting about that is that the students were behaving and responding to what was happening in real time. Because I asked the question, what are the limitations of using this particular method? Because when I blew into my balloon, I instantly recognized that my balloon was not blown as big as the chief educational officer's balloon. And there, right away, I wanted to ensure that there were going to be some kind of limitations that were going to speak to why she was going to get perhaps a larger number than I would have gotten. And the young man was able to say that the density of the balloons could be different, as well as the fact that the knot that would have been tied may not have been tied faithfully, and therefore there could have been some escaping. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. And we knew that was not scripted. We knew that came right there and then. Wonderful.
One thing I noticed when I was actually touring is that I did have to ask one young gentleman if he was in fact a student. He looked so professional. I actually thought that he was a member that was brought in to assist the student, but he was a student. So there you go. Michael, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, as I said, today, in my opinion, a resounding success, way beyond what I expected. Because when I first heard about it, I said, okay, yes, I'll jump on board because it's Combermere. But the more I thought about it, the more thought I put into it. I said, listen, I have to be a part of this here. So I jumped on board willingly, and I said that I will do what I can to make the day a success. And as I said, seeing the activities, the students, the different people, you mentioned that it was cross-faculty. You know, it's not a case where you have a committee of only mathematics teachers.
Yes.
You had different people.
That is so true.
I think that the day has been a resounding success, as only Combermere could do it.
And it's going to be talked about for a little while.
Well, that is what we want.
That's
Very
correct.
true.
That is what
I think
we want.
our challenge now, if one wants to call it that, would be to talk.
I say no more. Thank you, sir. Every single interviewer has made the same remark.
Yes,
so,
you need to talk
and
today.
I think we're up to that challenge. I think we're up to that
we
challenge.
are. We definitely are.
We are.
We definitely are. I think we're already looking forward.
Yes, we are.
To next year's edition.
Very good.
Yes, very much so.
Thank you very, very much, Madam Principal.
It has been my pleasure. Mrs.
No, the pleasure has been all ours.
Yes, I started the interview by referring to you with your first names. Now I'm going to end by saying thank you, Mrs. Strong, and thank you, Mrs. Small. I wanted to ensure that the two S's could not be tall confused.
Well done. Well done. Thank you very much. Over to you. Over to you, John.
Thank you.
And welcome back. And I'm having too much fun here right now. And this is probably going to be the highlight of this evening's proceeding. Michael, we are surrounded by lovely ladies who are, in fact, members of
Combermere School PTA.
Combermere School PTA, and they just had a parent session. So they're going to speak to that. So Michael, do you know these wonderful women?
I know them by seeing them, and that's enough for me.
Oh, yes.
The mere fact that they're members of the PTA speaks volumes for me. Okay?
Yeah. So how you feel about me sitting here, though?
Well, you must sit someplace.
Yeah. I want these wonderful women to introduce themselves, starting from my right.
Hi, everyone. I am Stacey Armstrong, the president of this current PTA executive.
Hi, I am Dr. Shiaka Drakes. I was running the session here today.
Wonderful.
Joanne Griffith. I am one of the reps for the PTA. And my name is Letitia Coward-Callender. I'm also one of the reps for the PTA.
Now, your involvement in today's activity, because we're trying to keep the focus on IDM, International Day of Mathematics. What has been the involvement of the parents, the PTA, and the parent group? Can I ask you?
Right, so we really came out to support the efforts of the math department because, well, personally I'm a math teacher, so it's my subject. And parents want to show that we support the students and all the hard work they're putting in to prepare for such a wonderful event. And so we went around to all the groups and, you know, partook of the activities.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how has the day been for you? How have you seen the day progress?
It was good. This morning we came out and we saw the invited guests from the ministry and other places came out and supported, and I thought that was a wonderful experience. And then this evening, our parents joined us so that we can see what was shown this morning as well.
Yeah,
and the presentations were very good by the children.
I think it is significant that they are here because from the time I've been to Combermere, the PTA has always supported ventures of the school. So I am very happy to see that has been moving to this time that it continues. So I am very happy to see that. Very, very happy.
I have a comment to make on the PTA, on all-female PTA executive. I think it is a wonderful, wonderful move. In my time, it would never have been this way. I have a little miffed at the fact that I have left school so long ago, but I have very, very high hopes for this organization. And they say, you know, we know each other, and I know that it's going to be well led. Are you looking forward to more activities like this? I could throw that question out. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So already we know the bar is set fairly high, and we're up to the challenge for next year. And there are going to be significantly more activities during the course of the year. You see yourself participating in every single one?
For sure. We want to come out and let children know that every aspect of their educational life we're here to support.
Good.
To do their very best.
One of the things that has resonated with us here and every single interview is how well today has gone. This is novel. You recognize that this is extremely novel. And it has exceeded our wildest dreams because the level of support that we've got, the interview, the excitement, the children's participation and everything is actually gone wonderfully well. And I'm sure Mrs. Morgan have a lot, we could hear a lot of this discussion going on tomorrow right through the school. We were already right through the school.
But as I said, it's important for our children to see their parents actively involved. When I was a student, that's 5 years ago.
Leave it go, just leave it alone.
I remember I played football and I tried track. But I didn't have anybody to come and watch me. And that hurt me. So now that I'm a teacher here and I'm seeing the involvement of parents actively being involved, it makes a big, big difference. It's hard to tell your child, yes, go and play the football game or go and run. The child needs to see you there. So for an activity like this, and remember what I said at the beginning, International Day of Mathematics. I mean, like a couple of years ago, somebody told me they had that. I would laugh because I told about my maths. So to see that they brought this concept and it's international, the children who might be scared of maths will get to understand maths is not a big, hungry, ugly monster hiding behind some curtain. So initiatives like this can only benefit the children, the school, the community, the island. And I am happy to be part of this here.
I don't want to move away too far from the point you made about parental support. And I want that to be something that resonates out of this session. that the vital importance of parental support and the actual, and children seeing the support that they get from
No,
the school.
listen, as a teacher of a few years, I'm telling you, I have met parents through my job and we've remained friends. I ran into a lady a couple months ago. Mrs. Small, you can't remember me. I say no to face, but come on, help me. You're a parent? She said yes. When did your child finish school? 2002. I mean, give me a break. 2002, almost 20 years ago, but the woman remembers me as somebody who made a contribution. So to see these ladies here, you know, it tells me that they want to be here. I don't see a mask and tape or they came here willingly. They wanted to be here. So that says a lot. And that's how Combermere is.
This is what the principal just alluded to, in the fact that people are investing, not necessarily capital, but time and effort, investing in the charges that are here. And that is so vitally important. And we see whenever there's lack of investment, and I mean time, love, energy, you see where people go astray. So it is vitally important.
No, it's vitally important.
And I'm sure that you guys would support
it's
that.
vitally important.
Yeah.
And I will support any venture that will lead children into.
Yeah. Well, this has been a extremely wonderful experience for us, and I have a lot of high hopes that this group and ourselves will be interacting over time. I don't know if you want to make a parting comment.
No, but we got to ask Dr. Drex about the activity though, since she will be coordinator of it. We must find out, man. Come on.
Also, the activity was mainly catering to parents to help them to see a couple of things. One, that mathematics, it can be fun, it can be interactive, despite whatever experience they may have had with it, to kind of help them feel more comfortable with it. And I also wanted them to know that there are ways for them to interact with their children, because I think that one of the things that happens is you may have learned mathematics one way, and now your children are doing something and it feels so foreign to you. So I can't help my child, I don't even know was this new math. And I wanted them to see that there's no new math. It is maybe you're doing it a different way, and math we can approach things several different ways. So if you could explain to me, so I have as a parent, it's okay, well tell me what's happening. Explain to me what's going on, so that now we're inviting a conversation. And my children don't feel like the only thing I can do is go to some math expert, some lessons teacher, and they're going to solve all of my problems for me. Instead, we had some activities where we worked on collaboration, we worked on kind of strategizing, figuring out, we were playing some games and we found out some people are very competitive in this group. Then we also got a chance to explore some creativity, collaboration, and just the idea that mathematics is not the image that many of us have of it, which is, somebody sitting behind a desk scribbling lots of formulae and all by themselves, but instead it's an interactive, problem-solving, dynamic, fun experience if we allow it to be.
But I can also see a child interacting with the parent and having the parent recognize, you've been using math in your life all this time, mom or dad.
Yes.
Here's where you've been using it.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. We want the children to feel like, not that my parents didn't do it and it doesn't really matter. I think sometimes as a parent you might say, well, I never could do math. And we kind of write off math without realizing we're doing that. And then we negate the power of it for our children. So instead we want to invite a conversation and use it as a tool to bond with our children.
And Michael, you remember Daniel speaking to us about that, the different answers that can get from the same question, the different approaches and so on. Exactly what you were saying. Yes. Well, I have to say, I am so happy to be in your presence, the wonderful women of the PTA and Doctor. So thank you very much. If you want to leave a parting shot, a parting comment, because I think what you said is actually resonating with everyone. If nobody wants to leave a parting comment, I would say thank you very much. It's been wonderful, and we look forward to next year and actually future activities for the rest of the year. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Back to you, John.
All right.
And we are here, the final interview, and Michael, we have the lady of the moment, and please introduce this wonderful woman to us.
Good afternoon, Miss Cumberbatch, Abigail Cumberbatch, Head of Maths. More importantly, the coordinator of this activity today.
This what kind of activity, Michael? This wonderful, successful activity. Abigail, welcome. This has been a lot of hard work. You must be breathing a sigh of relief. Tell us about it.
Yes, definitely breathing a sigh of relief. It has been a very long activity, but very worthwhile. Very much worthwhile. And we would have started planning for this activity over 2 months ago. So I'm really happy to see how it has turned out today. Of course, there was some anxiety at some point in time.
Yes.
But I must say that it was quite a good turnout, and I am very thankful for participation of everyone involved.
You've done a marvelous job. We were commenting, I mean, in nearly every single interview, we were commenting on the cross, what we call it, cross faculty, the link up of the faculties. Everyone has come together, all faculties come together to make this a success under the theme of mathematics for everyone. Yes. How do you feel about that success?
Oh, that is, I think, the icing on the cake for me. When I found out that the theme for this year was mathematics for everyone, automatically I thought this was an opportune time to get everyone involved. I've had discussions along with persons from other faculty about looking at how our subjects overlap and how we could optimize our teaching by seeing where we teach some of the same topics, and we could actually streamline what we're doing so that there's reinforcement in the various subject areas. So this was an excellent opportunity to start the ball rolling in that regard. And automatically seeing the theme, I was able to reach out right away to some persons that I would have had that discussion with before. So to see it come together is really, I can't even find a word to describe it, but that's
euphoric.
well, I've always had this question from the time I knew what I had to do, because you were going to be interviewed one way or the other. So I always had this question to ask, so I must ask this question now. When you first conceptualized this here, seeing where we are today, did you ever expect this type of success?
Well, I would say I was optimistic, but still with some caution. So I did see the potential, because I know that we have had some discussions regarding the cross-faculty interaction. So I did see that it could be a success, but obviously I wanted to wait and see how it would turn out. So there was a bit of wait and see attitude, so to speak, with respect to it. But I believe that the activities we came up with would be enough to get the actual interaction from the students and faculty. So in terms of picking the actual activities, I feel that the activities itself lended to getting the cross-faculty interaction. The last term I was in a class with one of my lower sixers, and he was just, we were in the class. I was doing work, he wanted to stay in the classroom. So he was working on his chemistry labs and asking me questions about chemistry, best of length and best of fit line and so on. So then we just ended up talking about different things, and I told him about the International Day of Mathematics. And he actually gave me the suggestion about the booth competition.
Student interaction, student taking the lead.
I was like, that is a fantastic idea. And that kind of became my focal point around which everything else would happen.
Wow. It's wonderful that you gave the accolades for the student who conceptualized it and just you ran with it.
And I must call his name Azari Holder of Lower 6 Science. And he's actually in one chemistry booth today. I think the presentation he's doing is to do with chemistry bartender. He's a chemistry bartender.
I think I know who he is then, by the way he was dressed.
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay then, so let's go back to last week this time. It was a week before. Where were your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts were all over the place, because there were some things that worked really, really well. I must say that the supporters, the sponsors, were amazing. The response from the sponsors was amazing. And so that part actually was, I told him this morning, that was actually the easiest part. I thought that would be the hardest part, but that was the easiest part. So certain things were a bit easy. Other things you had to kind of prod a little bit because students were still unsure. So you had to kind of give a lot of support, keep asking, what about the posters, what's going on with the booths,
Well,
help with the booths, that kind of stuff.
Yes. Well,
and keep, prodding so as to make sure that you follow through.
Yes.
But you know, Barbadians are by nature last
minute people.
So sometimes when we plan activities, a week before the activity, some people are getting on as though just relax. But when you are coordinating the activity, you like to know that everything.
They don't understand the sleeplessness that you go through.
I know where she could be good at.
And definitely for me, I am not one of those persons that like last minute. When I'm planning something, I like to know over a week in advance that everything is lining up.
Yes.
I get very nervous and anxious and that kind of stuff.
But it must have filled your heart when you could leave a project in the hands of one of your colleagues and know that they're going to run with it. And
yes.
That must be
Definitely.
Yes.
I mean, everyone I asked, support staff, I had a committee of support staff, students, and teachers. And everyone that I would have given major responsibilities to, took and run with it. I was very pleased with that support, I must say. And they kind of kept me up when I was feeling like I wasn't so sure. But there are times you doubt yourself when you're planning something. And that support kept me going. Also the support from the principal and deputy principal. They gave me free rein, so to speak, to plan this the way that I wanted to. And we would check in from time to time. If there's any little suggestions, they would give me, but they gave me free rein to basically decide how to deal with both. So I really appreciate that support and that level of confidence shown. Persons, supporting easily, agreeing to do things. That was really, really a joy for me. Because they didn't have to do it. It was asking everyone to step outside of their traditional roles.
Comfort zone, yes. That's it, yes.
Comfort zones, and this exam term, this is BSAT term, everybody's busy with SBAs and so on. So to actually take the time out to do this, I must say thanks to every single one who has been involved in the project.
And on my behalf, and I'm sure on Michael's behalf, we want to thank them too as well. And I may be very, very biased in my opinion, but I think today has been an absolutely resounding success, and I keep saying that it lived up and it exceeded my expectations, and I am just so happy to be a part of it. And I want to thank Michael for inviting me to be a part of this. I think that I would like to let him know and the rest others know that once you reach out to me and I have the physical capacity to do something for Combermere, just a phone call away. So it has been a resounding success. I've enjoyed every single minute of it, and I wish you for more and more success in the future. As we said, we set this bar, so we just got to exceed it next year.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I thank you too.
Michael, thank you for having me here. This has been a wonderful experience, as usual.
Well, you're welcome. I see myself as not just a teacher, a Combermere that's very proud of the school, and I will do anything I can for my school.
Excellent.
Anything.
Thank you so much, Miguel, and thank you for this effort.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the success.
Well, I must publicly thank Ms. Batch for having me on board, because when she approached me about the idea, I said, let me think about it. And then I called her back and I asked, why me? And she knows me well. Anytime anybody asks me to do something, I might give you a few days to, but I can ask, why Michael Small? And if you can't give me a good reason, Michael Small can...
You want to share that reason?
Well, you see, I think that I have the capacity to identify persons in areas, in their skill sets, in areas. So right away, when I thought about persons that I wanted to present, you came to mind.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you did. I remember your, when you presented for it was the first form quiz.
Oh, right, okay.
How excited it sounded. One of my new teachers who just came to this class tonight was marveling at how excited you made this thing sound. You really want to be a part of it. And I said right away, you have to be one of my presenters. And I also felt that Michael would be a good compliment to the team. And I figured it all would work well. So as I said,
he also gets things done. You know that, right?
So I believe that y'all will make a good team in that regard. So
CNN in the future, Michael.
Well, thank you, Ms. Combat.
Yes. Thank you so much. So there you have it, International Day of Mathematics. A fitting conclusion, at least from this end, but the activities still are continuing on the outside, which I'm going to participate in, or have a little peek at. And this has been, as I said, I keep repeating, a wonderful experience for me. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you, Combermere School. Back to you.
We press with eager feet, up and on, ever onward to the fight, ever upward to the light, ever true to